Well, hello everyone and welcome to Hip Clips. This is our video series on high impact practices or HIPs. Get it? Hip Clips. Now in this episode, we're just going to give you a real brief overview of high impact practices. We're going to share with you why they're so important, where they could exist in the life cycle of the degree progress for your students, and the 11 categories of hip clips as identified by George Koo's research way back from 2014. Now, we're not going to get into a lot of details. If you want details on the 11 categories, you're going to have to come back and catch another one of our hip clips. So for now, just come on in and check out this overview. So what's the big deal about high impact practices? Well, HIPs have become the foundational strategy that higher education institutions across the country have been using to increase student retention and completion rates in both individual courses and whole programs and courses of study. And the thing about it is that they're not new. They've been around since 2014. See, in essence, for universities like ours, HIPs have become the standard method for achieving student success. Now, for those of us that are data-driven and data-informed, HIPs serve as a reliable variable against which we can capture data through our action research processes or whatever, and accurately study and measure student success and engagement in some very deliberate and concentrated areas to provide us with some very powerful feedback. In essence, HIPs help us to help the students that need it the most. Now, my favorite thing about high impact practices or HIPs is that they can be used to, well, let's say, explore the needs of specific student populations such as first year students or any other group of students that is traditionally at potential. And once we know the needs of those students, we can better serve them. And when they're served better, we greatly increase the probability that they will stick and stay to complete their programs. So where should high impact practices exist in the life cycle of the student degree progress? Should it be in the beginning, the middle, or the end? Well, I'm glad you asked that question. And the answer is yes, they should exist in all three. As many points that you can insert high functioning, high impact practices into the life cycle of the degree progression of your students, the better off they'll be. You see, high impact practices can be applied on the course level or the individual program level. They can be applied across programs or across courses in different programs. They can be applied as a university-wide initiative or stopgap or milestone that all students have to go through to move to the next level in their degree progression. See, you as the expert, wherever you can map your creativity to establish an initiative that falls within the 11 categories of high impact practices that I'm about to tell you about, then the better off your students will be. Now, I know what you're thinking. You're saying, man, these HIPs sound great. I really want to use them. I want to implement them, but I can't wrap my head around them. Like, I really can't see what they are. Do you have any examples? Well, there are 11 categories of high impact practices. Now, because this is an overview video, I'm not going to get into details of all 11. You'll have to come back and check out some more hip clips for those kind of details. But right now, I'm just going to give you a list of those 11. So are you ready for the list? The first on the list are first year seminars and experiences. Then we have the common intellectual experiences. There are learning communities, writing intensive courses, collaborative assignments and projects. There are undergraduate research experiences. We can't forget the arena of diversity and global learning. There's service learning and community-based learning, internships. We have capstone courses and projects. And of course, we have e-portfolios. Now, those are the 11 categories of high impact practices or HIPs as evidenced by George Koo's research as far back as 2014. Now, I'm going to stop right there because I think we wet your whistle just enough that you want to know a little bit more about HIPs. So go out and do your own research, but then come back and watch more episodes of our hip clips so you can get more details around the 11 categories, the kind of details that are going to spark your creativity as you begin to implement and establish hips in your courses and programs across the university. So thank you for watching, and remember, teach them well because you are a difference maker.